Yo 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 everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Chris Flies Planes, and today we are going to be flying the fantastic Tornado GR1. Super excited about this plane. As you're going to see when I jump into cockpit, it's extremely complicated. All of these buttons work. We even have a back seat position with working screens. So we're just going to work through the checklist and get this thing started up. Just doing a small flight today from RAF Marham in Norfolk up to RAF Lossiemouth in the east coast of Scotland, about 340 miles. It's set up as like a tutorial flight for the Tornado, just to kind of learn the systems and stuff. So yeah, let's work through the checklist together and get this plane started, and we'll get up in the air. So let's fire up the checklist. We're going to fly through this as fast as we can. So crash bar is aft, voice recorder is stopped. Flaps, wing sweep and probe controls are all fine. APU power switch should be set to external AC for ground power. Throttles are HP shut. The cross-drive clutch is open. Landing gear lever is down. LP cocks are guarded. Late arm is guarded. Hydraulics should both be on auto. It's up here. Okay, brake handle is set to park. Air system master as required is you. Let me put you on. Terrain following radar should be off. Rapid takeoff panel gang bar up. So let's do that. Let's kill the alarm, and we're just going to turn off windscreen heaters and pitot heaters. So that should be all of that. Ignition should be on, which it is. Off, sorry. Generators are both off and fail lights are on. The auxiliary power unit test should be tested. You can see on the CWP panel over there it lit up briefly. So that's fine. Nav lights as required, they are fine. Emergency UHF channel set is, I believe, on this panel here. Yep. Put that on and we're going to switch that to 4. And power, we're going to connect external power. We'll jump out of the plane quickly. You can see external power is all modelled, which is pretty awesome. The attention to detail on this plane is amazing. I'm not 100% sure why my left engine is smoking, but we can hopefully won't be an issue. So canopy is secure. These are all fine. These are just the outside checks, so we can fly through those. It's all good. Okay, so oxygen on. It's all fine. The UHF radio over here should be set to TR and G. CCS as required and upper antenna, it's all fine. Anti-collision lights as required, they're fine. Let's start the APU, so we're going to turn our nav lights to flash, and then jump over to this panel here, and start the APU. So it's going to take about 15 seconds for that to start up. It's the auxiliary power unit. It's just basically a little turbine engine. It spools itself up using ground power or battery power, and you just use that power to start the engines. So that is now running. Slide clutch should be auto. Left and right hydraulics are indicating fine. Generators should both be on and fail lights out, which is fine. APU bleed should be open. That's in the center panel here. Canopy should be closed and locked, which it is. Radar altimeter should be on radar, and you should be on flight director. Okay. TACAN should be on TR. IFF on standby, so that's the same panel actually. Standby. TF radar standby also. That on. Jack release handle should be stowed. These are here. Canopy jettison handle should be stowed. Emergency air brake should be guarded, and emergency flap should be guarded, so that's all fine. Okay, it seems our left engine is now spooling down. I'm not entirely sure what's going on with that, but let's just ignore it. I'm sure it's fine. Anti-dazzle should be off. AFDS clearance should be set to 1500 feet, which is that panel here. Bar full and free, that's fine. Emergency landing gear lever is in. Flaps wing indicators match actual. They do. Landing taxi lights are off. Lift up indicator is OL. That's fine, that's fine. That is fine. Reset the accelerometer. This is fine. Landing gear indicator should be 3 greens, which it is. NWS, nose wheel steering is out. Radar altimeter, in a moment, should be set to 50. And reset. AP lights are out. Flight instruments, no flags. So I'm just going to reset you. Okay. And display should be auto now. HSI mode should be test. It's fine. And set them on tack. Engine instruments are no flags. Yep. Fuel. We're going to check the contents. They are fine. EPS should be off and light out. Test for CWP. That is fine. Brake pressure gauge is fine. That's the TACAN. So I'm going to press test, and everything else is now fine. The camera should be on. TBT should be set to datum. Engine controls are both set to lane 1. Throttle lock test indicators are both white. Let's go to fuel. So tanks are off. Cross feed is auto. Sequence is normal. So that's all fine. IFF is fine. Test the oxygen. That is fine. And fine. Skivvy setup. They are off. You should be on. Should be on auto, and let's test that. Okay, perfect. That's all of this done. Alright, let's start the engine. Looks like we have no issues this time. Just going to turn the hydraulics, left hydraulics on, and off. Canopy as required is fine, cross-side clutch is fine, and we're going to start left engine. You can see on the gauge over here, when we hit 21%, we will take the throttle out of idemp, and that should start the engine. Not. Okay, I'm not entirely sure what's going on here. Let's try that again. Can we start the APU? Okay, so let's try that again. The APU is running. Cross feed is open. Get the left engine going. Okay, and out right in. There we go. Not sure what happened there, but something quirky about this plane, but still, that is started, that is all fine. CWP is fine, idle RPM is fine, AP run light is out, cross-side clutch is at auto, that's fine, and we're going to disconnect the external power. And we get a little bit of peace and quiet now. Let's turn the nav lights back from flashing. Okay. CWP is fine, utilities test, which one's the utilities test? Is that here? Yep. It's all fine. Wing sweep is at 25 degrees. Flaps, going to cycle. Okay, that's fine. It's alarmingly quiet, but fine. Maneuver flaps and slats, we're going to cycle. Okay, sure, that's fine. Air brake, going to cycle and set to in, that's fine. Going to trim the nose up 3 degrees, so up to there, perfect. CSAS, we're going to engage. All lights out, perfect. Controls is fine. Spill should be on and reset light should be out. Fine. I'm not going to do a CSAS spills bikes, that takes bloody ages. Just a test of the systems and I'm pretty sure they're all fine. Some TF radar. Just going to test that. Perfect. And let's start up the right engine. Okay. Once again, just going to wait for that to hit 21%, and then take the throttle out of ident. Okay. That's all good. Cross-dive clutch should be at push open. Lanes test should be complete. And taxi nozzle check function, so just going to bang that on. Check these are showing 100% down here, which they are, and back off. Fantastic. Okay, so let's get our taxiing checklist done very quickly. The air system we know is mastered. NWS should be on and set to low. ICO press and low light off. Then we're going to set this onto high. Perfect. Brakes test, screw it, it's fine. Hydraulics, left should be on and right should be on auto. There we go. EPS should be set to auto and light should be out. Flight refuel, probe in and lights out is fine. Canopy is closed and locked. Fuel temp is below 70. Wing sweep as required. Let's just pull that back to 45 and set mid flaps. They're going to let us do that. Okay, apparently it's not going to let us do that. Why is that? Can I not do mid flaps and have wing sweep? Okay. Well. Oh shit, I know what I'm doing. Yeah, the wing should be swept to 25 degrees, my bad. For takeoff. Okay, AFTS, tension fair light out, it's fine. Oxygen is on, better check that. External and anti-collision lights, let's just sort that out. Okay. Turning formation, obstacle lights. Compass is checked. Altimeter is set, standby and reset. So let's just do that quickly. Where are we at? Standby and reset. Brakes check normal and emergency, it's perfect. NWS check low and set high. Okay. Taxi nozzle should be open if required. Let's set that open. Left throttle should be rocked outboard. Is that going to let me do that? Is that only when the flaps are up, maybe? Something I'm doing wrong here once again. Okay, I'm not sure why that's not letting me rock that outboard. Once again, I'm sure that's fine. It's just for lift spoilers. Flight instruments should be checked. They should all be fine. Let's get screen on here. Onto the map. I'm just going to jump into the back quickly. So let's get us set up back here. So this should be on. This should be on. We just select our plan, which is the Tornado tutorial flight. And we're going to put fuel up here, and we're also going to click nav. No, we're not. We're going to click nav here, and switch out to GPS, and just bang the fuel up there. Okay, back in the front seat. And cool, we are good to taxi. So let's just get rid of those for a moment. And how do I pull up air traffic control? There we go. So tune on ground, and we're going to be departing north. Let me just bang the. That sounds right pretty high actually. Let's turn the cockpit volume up.
Departure.
Perfect.
Tango Oscar Romeo November Alpha Delta Oscar. Taxi to and hold short of runway 6. Via taxiway. Contact tower at 122.1 when ready. Taxiing, hold short, runway 6. Via taxiway Alpha Delta Oscar.
Alright, so where are we going? And back that way. So let's get some power and. Okay. So yeah, as I said, this is a pretty amazing plane. I believe they're still flying it. I don't think it's that common anymore. It's kind of being phased out by the Eurofighter, the Typhoon. It's this particular version of a Tornado. I think it's designed as like a long-range bomber. And there's other variants as well. So there's a Tornado F3, there's a GR, I think GR2, 3, and maybe 4. This particular version in the flight sim is made by Aerosoft, who make some fantastic planes. As you can see, the attention to detail is pretty stunning. Everything's functions. It's just super cool, really. So while we're taxiing, I'm just going to jump back into here quickly and just set up my map. So on, and on, and let's go back to the fuel page. Okay. So you can now see our flight plan just on the central panel there, just what I was just doing then. So let's pull up a checklist, see what we're going to be doing before takeoff. Cool, it's not too much to do really, which is fantastic. So I hope you guys are all doing well. Thank you so much for the support so far on my channel. It's growing quite nicely. I know I haven't done a huge amount of videos, but I'm going to keep pushing in to try and make sure I'm uploading, plenty of videos for you guys. I have a few more lined up. Got some really fun multiplayer videos I want to do. I want to do some combat in DCS. Also been doing some streaming on Twitch at twitch.tv/ChrisFliesPlanes. It's primarily on a Friday and Saturday night. I normally have a few drinks and just mess around really. So feel free to look out for that. I'm in the process of getting a Facebook page set up. So if you find me on that, I'll make sure I post when I'm streaming. I'll also try and get Twitter. But yep, that's always fairly entertaining. It's always fun just to chat with you guys while I'm flying. Yeah. So I'm really looking forward to kind of getting to know this plane a little bit more. I've done a few flights in it. I've done a little bit of flying in it with Andre. As you saw just then, the startup is pretty significant. You know, it takes a little bit of time. But once I get that kind of memorized, it should be a lot faster for me. We'll be able to do some more flights with this guy. I do intend to take it around the Mach Loop at some point for a little bit of fun. So yeah, just approaching the runway here. It's just going to hold short of the runway. Okay. So let's hold short here. Let's power back and let's just contact ATC for our takeoff clearance.
Marham Tower, Tango Oscar Romeo November Alpha Delta Oscar, ready for north departure at runway 6. Tango Oscar Romeo November Alpha Delta Oscar, clear for takeoff. Runway 6, departure to the north approved.
Oop, acknowledge that before I shut that.
Clear for takeoff. Runway 6.
Okay,
Alpha
fantastic.
Delta
That's our
Oscar.
takeoff clearance on runway 6. So as I said, flying FSX, I do have Orbex Global installed, which just improves the textures a little bit. Problem is, FSX is pretty old now, and it's not particularly well optimized for newer hardware, so it is a touch frame ratey. I'm going to try and do some flights in P3D soon. I've got that looking pretty amazing, and that flies much better. Alright. Let's get our engine spooled down. Let's do quick checks. Wing sweep is at 25, air brakes are in and locked, flaps are mid, trim set for takeoff, cross drive is set to auto and light is out, flight controls are full and beautiful, hydraulics left should be on and right should be auto, EPS is auto and lights out, fuel is fine. Ignition should be set to normal, which it is now. Oxygen confirm flow, which is up here, that's fine. External lights are fine, emergency radio is fine, canopy is fine, takeoff emergency brief is fine, air system master is fine, and a rapid takeoff panel, gang bar up, and check that worked. Yep. Okay, IFF is fine, NWS should be set to low, TR indicator should be blank, and taxi nozzle should be closed. Okay, that is our pre-takeoff checks done. I've just got the tutorial flight plan set up on my monitor on my left here, so I'm just going to quickly get that into the right position, and we'll get rolling. Okay, so let's get this checklist off the screen. Let's get the menu bar hidden, and go for the time being as well. So I'm going to advance the throttle up to max reheat, which is 100% on my throttle, and let's get rolling. So I'm going to be rotating at around 160 knots. That is a weird rattle, I don't like that at all. And we're going to rotate. And rotate, there we go. As long as we've got a positive rate of climb, we can put the gear up.
Alpha Delta
And then we're going to hold.
You're leaving my airspace. Frequency change approved.
Okay, so that's gear up, that's perfect. Okay, I have my air brake on apparently for that takeoff, which was not good. So flaps can go up now. Okay, just gonna hold her at about 10 degrees. Wings can now be swept to 45 degrees. And let's get the nose up a little bit, and let's lock her in autopilot there. That locked in. Apparently my autopilot is not wanting to lock in. Hold on a second. Let's check what's going on down here. In theory, the autopilot should be holding me kind of steady. Which it's apparently not wanting to. Let's move this back now. Okay, let's quickly pull up our after takeoff checks. And gear is up, lights are out, flaps are up. You're fine. Air system master is on. Spills is as required. So let's put that onto the descent and. Okay. So if I set this to track. It's throttle up a little bit. So flaps are up, air brake is out, and wings are swept and slats are up. Okay, we're all good. So that was a little bit of a hairy takeoff, but it tends to be when you're flying a plane that you haven't flown before. So I'm going to jump up to around 20... Let's just kill the autopilot. And we want to hold it around 20,000 feet. I think we'll be fine. I don't see we need to fly up any higher than that. So let's lock in altitude and... don't know what is going on here. Let's see if that's going to play ball. It is not. So I think. Okay, there we go. So you can see now the autopilot's just controlling the pitch trim. So that should hopefully hold us about right, and we should now be flying around towards Lossiemouth. So as I said, got Orbex installed for nicer textures. Honestly, P3D looks way nicer, but it's not bad, you know. So currently we are flying just towards, I guess this is probably the Wash. It's up in the Midlands. Let me see if I can pull up a quick map. And let's just try and get that trim sorted. Okay. Autopilot's definitely being slightly funky, but let's just get the throttle locked in. Let's bang that up to 350. Everything else here should be fine. Let's just see what auto ATC wants. It's fine, we don't need flight following. So yeah, this is the Tornado GR1. Out of the cockpit quickly. See, it's a beautiful looking plane. Everything's really nicely modelled. The wing suite's really nicely modelled. You can see we have got a pilot and a navigator. Can jump back into the back seat. Just got another map here, which doesn't actually do that much. And let's have a look around on this. You can see our ordnance here. Change our payload. We can actually set up external fuel tanks on this as well if we want, which I'm not going to bother with. Our fuel looks fine. And just jump back forwards again. And yeah, it's a lot harder to fly than the F-22 Raptor, I'd say. It's definitely a challenging plane. I can see distance to waypoint anywhere. Is that a thing? Jump back into his back again. Let's have a look on here. Let's go back to menu, go to nav. Looks like we're about 56.8 miles from our next waypoint. We're currently just flying to intercept that flight path at the minute. So yeah, another plane that me and Andre got hold of recently is the F-14 Tomcat, which is pretty much made famous by Top Gun, which anyone who knows me will know is the greatest film ever made, by quite a long shot, I'd say. So yeah, we bought that, made by, I think, Aerosoft again. It is phenomenally complicated to fly. I did a few flights in it just to kind of get through the checklist. I did some carrier takeoffs just for shits and giggles. And yeah, that plane is crazy. Actually kind of makes this look pretty simple, but then I guess I know this plane a little bit better, so who knows. So we're going to try and do some flights on that. I might try and do some carrier operations on that. It's just going to take a load of practice before I get anywhere near being able to do that. So everything looks nice and good. I mean, okay, I'm a little bit confused right now. Just in regards to what our autopilot is doing right now. Because as far as I can tell, it is not taking us in the right direction. Let me just pull up a map quickly. Okay, it is definitely not taking us in the right direction.